So I'm just sitting here and I'm reading while the kids are gone. I'm enjoying the quiet. And the book I'm reading right now is Relentless, in case you guys haven't, if you didn't remember what book I was kind of hanging on to. And he really talks about here thinking and overthinking about an idea that we thought was really, really cool. So all of a sudden you get this idea that pops in your head and you're like, damn, that's a really freaking good idea. I can totally do that. And you're super jazzed about it, you're super pumped about it, and then all of a sudden you tell your friends or a few people that you really trust and they just kind of like stare blankly at you, or, that one person that, always is maybe like a Debbie Downer, and now all of a sudden you're really not interested in it, or you feel like you're like, oh, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. And then what I really like here is he says, are you taking advice from people who know what they are talking about, or are you taking advice from those who only see failure? As you allow yourself to overthink your decisions, you start saying things like, I'll sleep on it, or let's put it on the back burner. And that's one of the stupidest cliches that mean I don't trust myself to make a decision. And I thought when I was reading those words, I was like, I hear these all the time. I hear I'm going to sleep on it when it comes to the Kickstart My 90 program. I always hear I'll sleep on it if it comes to an 8-week challenge, or it sounds like a great idea. I just don't know if I can do it. And here's the thing, and maybe a little bit of the reason why you don't think you can maybe do something like that. We've tried so many things in the past when it comes to dieting, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to losing weight. We've either lost a shit ton of weight and then we've gained it all back. We've tried, all these different like Weight Watchers. We've tried all of those and they never work. They never last. They never are sustainable. Because what we start off with is we quit everything. We stop doing everything that we're loving and doing that's gaining the weight. And if you look at reality, okay, it doesn't take one day to put on all the weight, and it doesn't take one day to take off all the weight. So if you guys take a look at things on what's not working, then what you have to do is you have to start creating a belief in yourself again. You have to learn how to trust yourself again when you say you're going to do something. When you're going to do something, you're going to commit, and come hell or high water, you're going to get it done. Now, the naysayers and the haters and even the people in your life who love you a lot and think that you're a dreamer or think that you're out of your mind to go and try to do stuff, you should stay in the safer route, are never the ones who are willing to dare to be great. They're not taking a chance on themselves to really see what they can do outside of a box that so many people have painted us in at a younger age. Not at anybody's fault, just how we were raised, right? It's always better to go to school and get that good job than it is to be an entrepreneur, especially nowadays. So take a bet on yourself. But what you have to learn to make things sustainable, to make things so that you learn how to trust yourself, is make some small wins and stack them up so that they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what ends up happening is all your small wins teach you that you can trust yourself again, teach you that you can commit to a 90-day program like the Kickstart My 90, or they can get you committed to an 8-week program if you're looking for a different angle on it. But when you're ready to change things, it's not just physicality that we have to look at. You have to look at all three of the components. You have to be willing to change physically, you have to be willing to change mentally, and you have to be willing to change spiritually. And what I mean by spiritually is you have to put a faith that there is something bigger out there, that there is a driving force behind you. It could be God, it could be the universe, it could be whatever it is for you, okay? And you have to tap into that, because through that, you find a selfless love for yourself. You find reasons to fall in love with yourself, because if you were to see yourself through the eyes of Jesus, for example, he loves you no matter what, through all of your faults. If you see yourself through source energy, you see that you come from abundance, and that you come from a place of love, and you come from a place of just everything that you ever desired comes from that, and you're loved, and you are one, and you are a person that is just deserving so much more than what you're giving yourself credit for. Then mentally, you never trust yourself. But if you could start doing the small things, drinking your water, right? Maybe you just commit to 3 walks a week. Maybe you decide this week I'm going to hit every day, I'm going to go for a 20-minute walk, right? And then once you start to do that every day, and then all of a sudden a week goes by and you're still doing it, you're like, okay, check one. I've done it this before. Here we go again. Here comes week 2. And then you do week 2. And then all of a sudden week 3, you're like, okay, this feels a little bit more like work, but I kind of like the repercussions of the walk. I like how I feel after the walk. So I'm going to continue. Then you drink 4 liters of water and you start to go, holy shit, I didn't realize how foggy my mind was before. I didn't realize how dehydrated my body was before. And you start to do that all the time. And then all of a sudden you get all of these points that you get to put in the trust what you're going to say column. Then all of a sudden people are coming around with pizzas and all this other stuff. And you're going to say, no, thank you. I'm going to have this because it's, I want to feel good. And you start to make those decisions. When you're not feeling that great, and it goes back to the accountability, remember who is holding you accountable. Who's got your hand when times are going to be tough? Who can you lean on? Okay? The Debbie Downers are going to shit on you because they don't want to see you get better than them. They like it when you're there. They like it when you're in misery because it makes them feel better about their lives. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people like that in our lives. You have to reach for the stars, and through reaching for the stars, you find the people that are going to help you up and climb your vibration every single day. So that is how we get to a point where you really learn to trust yourself, and you really learn that when you have a great idea and you're super jazzed about it and you're so excited and you're vibing and that's all you think about and every cell in your body is jumping up and down for joy, that little inner child is jumping up and down for joy, your soul is like, fuck yeah, that's where you got to go, that's where we were supposed to go, I'm so jazzed that you're going for it. Never let anybody diminish that, especially you, yourself, because you don't believe that you can do it. You can do it if you truly, truly take small steps and learn how to re-trust yourself through that process. I promise you it will happen.